The market's going to book the way the market's going to book. It matters not how many people are buying or selling it. It's going to do what it's going to do. And it's seeking liquidity, and it's rebalancing in any inefficiency. If it's not doing that, it's going to consolidate. That's it. So when we sit down and we're looking at markets, the number one criteria is, should you be trading today? Is it likely to be ugly, consolidating and choppy? And I've done a lot of work to produce a list of days where I don't think it's good for me to do that. When's it likely to be choppy and consolidating and just do nothing, where it could just chop you up and go sideways? The day before a high impact news event, like non-farm payroll, a rate announcement, CPI. Oh, but ICT, I made so much money on the day before. I don't give a fuck. I'm talking about me, my personal experience. I'm looking for a specific element in price that I like to operate in. You want to chase whatever you're chasing, you made money? Well done. Who am I to say that you didn't make money? I'm not showing up on your fucking channel. I'm not going in your comment section. Do you see me going around anybody else's channel saying, dude, you're a clown. You're not trading my stuff, so therefore you're an idiot. But you have people on the outside coming to my audience. I'm not in your audience. You're in my audience. And you're saying that this doesn't work, that doesn't work, and there's no proof. And everybody's making money and fucking bringing their receipts and being interviewed by these companies. It's not me doing that. They're not photoshopping funded account certificates. The fucking companies themselves are interviewing them. You see their names on the leaderboards up there. They're getting paid. Okay? So what the fuck? I think that more is made about image in this industry than practicality. And I have tried to be as practical as humanly possible and still keep people awake. Because there's a lot of dryness to this. And in the beginning, it was all dry when I first started. It was all books, it was all dry, there was no videos unless you purchased them. And you didn't have the access to people that, number one, if they were profitable, they ain't telling you shit. They're not telling you shit. They're not teaching you nothing. They're not teaching you their best stuff. Fuck that shit. They finally found it, right? And that's understandable. But the way they marketed everything back in the 90s and the 80s and such, they made it seem like they themselves are the only thing ever, which is what everybody else says they think I'm doing. I'm not saying I'm the only one that can be profitable, that my students are the only ones that are profitable. I'm the only one that gets to the heart of why price books. But you can be profitable with flipping a quarter. I'm not arguing that. I just wrestle with these opinions that are strong-armed against me and my community, where they say, oh, there is no word that's not going to be mentioned, and we're not going to have, consistency and precision when we can. Like, these people out there in this industry are, like, at some point, it makes you wonder, like, are they really this opinionated, or are they being encouraged to just put out there misinformation? Because anybody that sits on the fence and just takes somebody else's opinion, whether it be about me and what I teach and my students or anything, and they let anybody else frame their opinion for them or provide their mindset about a thing, whether it be trading or anything, to me is unfortunate, because it provides the clearest indication that you're not really equipped to be a trader. Because really what you're doing is you're looking for somebody else to give you your thought process. And how anybody would do that and be able to live with themselves is beyond me. Like, I am a result of hard work, yes, but I'm also a result of a lot of prayer and belief and blessing. All the work in the world didn't get me here. All the effort in the world didn't get me here. Believing in other people's thoughts and the internalization of price and how the markets book did not get me here. Being contrarian to everything out there did. I opened this discussion up today with everybody in this retail part of the world, okay, in trading. They all learn the same stuff. Diagonal trend line support and resistance, moving average crossovers, oscillators, patterns for pattern's sake, and 2% risk. Where's all the yachts? Where's all the mansions? Where's all the evidence that they can do it precisely beforehand? It's incredible how that doesn't exist. But they write books, they make courses, and they sell themselves on social media as the ones that are capable of doing that. I come to you with a demo. I stand out here in front of the entire world. Some ridicule me. Some people don't give a shit. That's the right mindset. I prove to you where price is going to go. Conceptually, with a theory that repeats, on a narrative that is understood. I'm highly focused. It's transferable knowledge. It has nothing to do with image. I don't present my image in my personal life. I've done it one time to answer bullshitters. And the promise that bullshitter made didn't get answered the way they said. If you prove that you have these cars, I did. And it's never going to be enough. So what I live in, what I drive, how I spend my money, what I wear, how I cut my hair, it's irrelevant. Are you going to be able to make your rent payment this November? Pay your utility bill by knowing how many Corvettes I own, how big my square footage of my house is, how many garages do I have, what do I feed my dogs, what's my favorite shoe. I like when you guys ask me what fragrance I wear because I'm a frag head, but I don't think that all the things that people say about me or concern themselves about with me is even worth mentioning. I'm just a guy that I want to help you. And if you test the things I'm telling you to test, the evidence will be there for you to decide whether or not you want to pursue it. It costs you nothing. You'll know. Spend a month. 1 month. You'll know right away if it's full of shit or not. If there's some logic to it, you'll see it right away. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. No one can tell you didn't see what you watched me do publicly now. But years later from now, there will be people that creep up and try to discredit everything that you witnessed. That's what we've been seeing it for a year and a half. It's been like that. It was the same way when I was on America Online. The same thing still goes on today. They will lie and say, you didn't see what you fucking saw. You didn't understand what was about to happen in the marketplace when it was explained to you beforehand. Who's really nuts here? Who's really fucking stupid? The people that lets other people frame their narrative and their viewpoint and their opinion about something. Because if you are allowing anyone to tell you what you should or shouldn't do as a trader or who to learn from, and you have never put the time and effort into the seeing whether there is any validity, you're an asshole. You're an idiot, and you have no business being a trader because you're not independently thinking for yourself, number one. You're allowing other people to influence you. When as a trader, I don't give a fuck who's doing what. I could be in the marketplace buying and selling, whatever I'm doing. And somebody that has a bigger following than me, maybe has a better command of an audience segment of this industry, and they may be opposed diametrically to the idea I have in my trade. I'm not looking at my trade saying, uh-oh, let me get out of this. Nope. Because I know what I'm looking for. Nothing changes my opinion about the market or the trade I'm in except for the price itself. I'm not influenced in my thought process about the marketplace. I'm not swayed in my opinion about the things that I use and implement in trading. I'm not changing and tinkering anything. I'm not changing any settings. I'm not adding to, I'm not reducing. It's always the same thing. It's the same stuff every single day. Why? Because the market's doing the same shit every day. Time and price. How does the market know what pattern to use today? What harmonic pattern to use today? What school of thought? Is it Elliott wave today? Is it Wyckoff? Is it supply and demand? Is it Dow theory? Is it volume profile? VSA? Think, folks. Think. Every school of thought, every single one of them out there, they will never agree on everything at the same time. But you know what agrees? Time and price. The open, high, low, and close doesn't lie. It can't hide, and it ain't going to fucking change. Okay? So there's no reason for you to be worrying about how much I teach you this and how many more people come into the fucking party. It will not change shit. It just makes it better because there's more volume. There's more participation. That means what? Liquidity. More people in there doing it. It's going to be more of a fun engagement. It's not that, all right, everybody's doing the same thing, so therefore, it's going to stop. Think about the logic in that. How many books have been written about supply and demand? How about volume profile? Why aren't the guys that do volume profile worried about, oh shit, there's more people learning the volume profile. We better not teach that shit. It's all over YouTube too. It doesn't have my logo plastered on it. But the point is it's the same argument. You're worrying about things that are not something that you should be worrying about. Here's what's never going to stop happening, okay? The market's going to open at a predetermined time. They're going to close at a predetermined time. That's a constant. It's not going to fucking change. There's a holiday schedule that we follow. Sometimes we'll have a shortened trading session, or sometimes we'll have a completely closed trading session. That's time. That's not going to fucking change. That's a constant. The open, the high, the low, and the close. Those 3 price points, they're never going to fucking change. There's a beginning point, there's the highest and the lowest, and when it closes. Time and price. What it does and what liquidity it seeks and what inefficiency remains in the price, that is the variable. But those variables repeat over and over again in a format that is easily understood and identifiable. Last statement, and we're done. This Tuesday, I want you to think about what I'm walking you through. For the folks that are here or dabble in my videos and think, wow, this is a lot of shit here. How do I get through all this? How do I cut down to the meat? Get through all the fat, all the bullshit talking. What's something I can go out there and start working with? Here's what you're going to see, okay? We're going to look at Tuesday. Now, I don't know what Tuesday price action is going to be. I don't genuinely know. I don't know if it's going to be a shit day. I don't know if it's going to be a trending day. I don't know. It's just going to be the day that I first sit down and there it is. So if you've been a student of mine, you know that it's the first Tuesday of February. That's the general rule. That's when I resume live trading. Okay. Anything in January, I usually don't even watch the charts. But because I want to be doing it live in front of you, I don't want to be rusty. I want to be close to the marketplace, and my finger's been on the pulse. But we sit down in front of these charts. I sit down in front of these charts. As a technician, I'm looking for the answer to one question first. Are we in a condition that is favorable for high probability trading? How do I arrive at the answer to that? I look at the economic calendar. What's the economic calendar for today? Is it loaded with high impact or medium impact news events? Or is it lacking any of that, but has those very things the next day? So in terms of day of week, we're going to be live streaming on Tuesday. So the economic calendar, I have not looked at. Hand to God, I've not looked at that economic calendar. I don't know if there is or isn't. I don't know. I'm going to do everything right for the first time on the live stream. I'm going to pull up the websites. I'm going to show you exactly what I walk through, exactly what I'm doing every fucking time I sit down in front of my charts. That's hard that you don't see. All that stuff that's not in the videos. Okay? I'm going to do that very thing. That way you know, oh, okay, well, that makes sense now. It's not a lot. It's not acrobatics. Okay? It's requiring you to do all kinds of contortions and, meditations. It's simple, straightforward shit. But if there is a lack of news drivers today, but there's going to be a big news event tomorrow, we could potentially be in a listless trading condition. That means it's not a lot of animation, not a movement. So you have to be a real small, short-term scalper working on a 1 and 5 minute chart and be content with that. Or do nothing and wait for it to the next day where it has a high-impact news driver. So there's your answer to the equation of, is it going to be a favorable position or day for trading with high probability? High probability of what? Seeing a nice sustained price run where it has multiple points of entry and allows at least 2 exits for partials before it reaches terminus. Oh, shit, that's pretty practical. That's some real bones right there. I can work with that ICT. Right. But you're not going to get that in the first hour of the fucking sessions, are you? You gotta walk this mile with me, baby, okay? You brought road snacks, but some of you tapped out already. You didn't get that nugget. And then besides that, the next question is, okay, if there's going to be a favorable day, worth trading, not chopped up and chewed up into pieces, you want something that's clean, that has an opportunity to run, not have a strong probability of retracing against you and hit a stop loss that you want to use, hopefully. Are you bullish or are you bearish? How do we know that? We're using on the weekly chart. What's the weekly chart likely to do? Expand higher, expand lower. That's your premise going in. Premise is not narrative and it's not bias. It's just where we start from. And then we look at the lay of the land. What's the chart showing us? What did it do overnight in London? What did it do the last 2 days? Because we're on day 3 right now. The last 3 days, previous highs and lows. That's where your word that won't be named is going to reach for liquidity. Already in a few couple sentences, you're already seeing, wow, I can see a routine in this. Yep, it's the same routine every day. But you'll hear people say, it's complicated. I'm not overcomplicating shit. I'm giving you a PhD level education. And you can streamline this down into the leanest, meanest motherfucking model you can ever come up with very few moving parts. But binary, if then, syntax. You got to know what you're looking for. If it does this, then you do that. If it does this, but not that, you do nothing. I'm walking you through that real time with a chart. There'll be a session portion that before the markets open up, we're doing this. So that way we have an idea, an expectation of what we're looking for. And if this does not pan out, what would constitute a reversal? Not every situation brings that.